Welcome back to the course. Now let's look at some of the important mathematics books that we can go through before the course commences. Comprehensive Mathematics by John Bird. This is very good book actually. Okay, and you can also refer Engineering Mathematics by Croft, Davison, Hargreaves, and Flint. Book number 3, Mathematics for Engineers and Scientists by Andre and Alexander. Or you can refer Advanced Engineering Mathematics by Erwin Kreisig. But if you have to take one book, it should be book number one, and you could choose among two, three, four. It's not always good to pick and choose the books and recommend them, but this is my experience. Comprehensive Mathematics by John Bird, and along with the two or three or four should be a good place to start. So you get all the basics that you need to know like what mathematics is all about, what can be done with mathematics and things like that. And book number 5 is of particular interest because one of the strongest competitor for this MATLAB is Sage software. It is a complete CAS system. Computer computer system for doing mathematics, and although Sage internally makes use of SymPy, SciPy, and other packages, this is a good read, Sage for Undergraduates by Gregory V. Bard. So you will get to know what all can be done with Sage. So 5 and 6 are both are for Sage, but we will not be covering Sage in this tutorial. We will be concentrating on SymPy and SciPy. Let's look at Sage homepage once actually. Okay. Yeah, this is the important thing that I wanted to show. NumPy, SciPy, SymPy, okay, Matplotlib. Four most important libraries or frameworks, that whatever you want to call, and it also makes use of Maxima, Gap, Flint, and R, and many more. Okay, so Sage internally makes use of these libraries, but we will directly be making use of NumPy, SciPy, Matplotlib, and SymPy. So this is a homepage of Sage, and let's look at homepage of Gregory Bard. Yeah. Yeah, very inspiring personality. I think professor in Wisconsin. So you can just go through it, and the book that is of particular interest is Sage for Undergraduates. Okay, just click on it. It's open access book. You will get a full book that you can read, and what we will be doing is what Professor Gregory V. Bard has done. Same examples we will be trying to solve without Sage, but just with the help of SymPy and SciPy. Why? Because this is Sage is a complete packaged solution. May not be very convenient when you want to invoke the library with your Python code. So I personally prefer doing math with SymPy, SciPy, NumPy, and Python. Okay. So that is also documented by Professor Gregory V. Bard in his book, What are the Advantages of Going Python Way. So yeah, that is covered pretty much. Now SymPy, let's look at what SymPy is all about. Okay. Yeah, CAS, like that I was talking about, computer algebra system. although it is not only for algebra, it's for many other things. This is most important. SymPy is a Python library for symbolic mathematics. It aims to become full-fledged computer algebra system, right, while keeping the code as simple as possible in order to be comprehensible and easily extensible. SymPy is written entirely in Python. Okay. So yeah, this is a great initiative, and so is the SciPy and NumPy initiatives. So yeah, what we will be doing is, we will be making use of these SymPy SciPy libraries extensively. If you go and look at if you download all the documentation, it will be overwhelming to begin with, but that should be fine. We will go step by step. So okay, say for example, yeah, the collection should look something like this. It's a huge collection, but yeah, we will start step by step, and it should not be difficult. You will see a collection of PDFs like this once you download important things. Now, coming back to books, right? Yeah, like these 5 and 6 are for Sage, but Professor Gregory V. Bard also covers like some basic mathematics in his book. And then next one is Python Essential Reference by David M. Busley. Very good book. If you are just learning Python without focusing on anything, this should be the thing. And what can be a more better place than learning Python from the author himself and his team. So the eighth is Python documentation by Guido and team. It's a documentation which becomes available in using Python Software Foundation, PSF, if I'm not wrong. So the documentation should look something like this. Yeah, 3.10.4, I have downloaded documentation for 3.10.4. If you open 3.10.4, you will get bunch of documents, okay, related to Python. And this is a place from where we will be starting. We will be starting with tutorial. That is in subsequent steps. But right now, you can get the Python documentation from Python official homepage, and ninth you can skip, not 9 you can skip. 10th is SymPy documentation. When I was writing the book, this book, Math 6 PDF, it was 2,500. Now it is much bigger. And then let's see how it looks like SymPy documentation. Today, yeah, 1.10.1 is the latest version. So if you download this 1.10.1, you will get 3075 pages of documentation on SymPy. Very capable library, and if you see first 69 pages or so are dedicated to SymPy tutorial. Okay, now if it is becoming overwhelming, don't worry. As I'm covering too many documents, we'll go step by step as I was mentioning. You can also refer Python for Scientist by John M. Stewart and SciPy lecture notes. Okay, yet another very helpful documentation which will benefit you. So yeah, SciPy, this is the last updated lecture notes. It's a collection of programs with documentation, 674 pages totally, and scikit-learn, NumPy, matplotlib, SciPy, Python, Cython, and IPython are covered as a part of it. So this is the last version of SciPy PDF that is covered. And then if we come back to books that we were talking about, and yeah, SciPy you can do, and 13 you can skip. So 9 and 13 you can skip. Yeah, that's not a good comment to make, but they are not as core to learning. Okay? So we have covered all the books that we need to read before doing course on this, but that is to get strong hold on maths, okay, but it is not must. I'll try to cover maths also wherever it is possible. Yeah, with that understanding, let's conclude this section and let's